Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Okay, no sound praise. Uraga board. Yabashim Shabrakatah, sir. Sister Michaela, y'all Shamar Latabashim Yawashah says. The water for y'all tuning in. Look, man, we got a new series going on. You feel me? The spirit of the Lord that infected a brother in the right way. And as you can tell, I'm excited about this. You understand? For all you fans of true crime, you understand? Even if you watch fictional crime like Power, you understand, The Sopranos, that type of stuff. I'm gonna bring y'all some true crime. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to make this a multiple part series. If you ain't familiar with the Nothing New Under the Sun series, go ahead to Sacramento Israelites YouTube channel. You understand? Look at our videos. I got a whole playlist. You understand? But we gonna get it in tonight, man. Matam Yah Bashim Shabrakatah. The water for tapping in. I appreciate you. Understand? Make sure y'all like this thing up, hype this thing up, share the class. You understand? Because we finna have a blast about these Caucasian criminals from the past. You feel? And the present too. I'm gonna try to let a couple more people get in here. You understand? The water Uraga bar, Sister Michaela, Matam Yad, the water. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go ahead and share this thing. This episode 1. You in for a treat tonight. You understand? Y'all in for a treat tonight. And I'm gonna try to do these regularly on Sundays. You know, Uraga bar. No, we nigga coming from Hebrew Academy. Nigga jumping in a class. You feel me? But yeah, we gonna get it in tonight. I let brothers and sisters get in when they get in. Yahweh Shem Shabrak a thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Allah thun by Shem Yahweh to the sisters. I'm Priest Officer Karan Yala, the ISUBK under Commanding General Yana, and welcome to the first installment of Criminals of the Caucasus. You understand? Tonight we going into the Murdaugh family. You understand? And like I said, like this thing up, hype this thing up, share it, man. Show your grandma this. You understand? Show your father this. Show your Christian pastor this. You understand? Show anybody who love Caucasians this. Because we gonna get into a whole history of these people. Come on, Salakia. Okay, boom. Let me share my screen. Boom. All right. So, without further ado, the Murdaugh family. I know y'all see the spelling. I seen the spelling, thought I was pronouncing this shit wrong too, but it's actually the Murdaugh family, but not to be confused with this Murdaugh family. It says members of the Murdaugh family are prominent international media magnates and media tycoons with roots in Australia and United Kingdom, along with their media assets in the United States. Some members have also been prominent in the arts, clergy, and military. So this is not the Murdaugh family that we're talking about. We're not talking about Murdaugh Murdoch. We talking about Murdaugh. You understand? So let's get into it. Salaki, hold on. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. Okay. The Murdaugh family is an American family from the Low Country region of South Carolina. 3 generations named Randolph Murdaugh served consecutively as circuit solicitor, the elected persecuting attorney. So down there they have circuit solicitors, which is basically the district attorney's office. Like, these are prosecutors, you understand? And they served, right, for the state's 14th judicial district between 1920 and 2006. So these Edomites ran the district attorney's office in the Low Country region of South Carolina for 86 years. You understand? 3 generations of Rudolph Murdaugh ran this for 86 years. Right? Y'all get up out of here, man. What you want? Go in there with them. Salakia. It says the family's prominence led locals to call the 5-county district Murdaugh County. Ooh-wee. They had so much influence that this 5-county district was called Murdaugh County. You understand? In addition to the legal positions, Randolph Murdaugh Sr., which was the beginning of their dynasty as the prosecution office for these 5 counties, established the Murdaugh family law firm, now called Parker Law Firm, which specializes in injury litigation, right? Now you would think, oh, this is some upstanding family, you know, that bustled and hustled their way through law school, but you're gonna find out how sinister and criminal that these Edomites were. A 4th-generation son, affluent lawyer Richard Alexander Alex Murdaugh. Now, here's the key person in this family that brought the whole family down. Secretly led a life of crime that included acts of fraud, corruption, embezzlement, theft, and drug offenses spanning decades and involving dozens of victims, many of whom were disadvantaged. So these Caucasians, Alex Murdaugh, namely, being the 4th generation of these Murdaughs that ran the prosecution's office, he took advantage of poor people. You understand? Which is it's not uncommon. This is what Edomites do. You understand? Right? The crimes culminated in 2021 when Alex murdered his wife Maggie and son Paul using multiple guns at close range. Murdaugh's trial ended with his conviction and sentencing to 2 consecutive life sentences in prison without the possibility of parole. So this devil unalived his wife and his youngest son, and we're gonna get into his youngest son too, because his youngest son was a fool. I mean that literally and figuratively. You understand? But he was convicted of unaliving his wife and his son and received 2 consecutive life sentences, which means after he serves 1 life sentence, he has a whole nother life sentence to serve. Of course, we know that's impossible. You understand? They threw the book at this dude. They had to make an example out of him because of his family, the prominence that they had in running the judicial system, namely the prosecution's office down there. He basically spit in the face of American justice. You understand, with the crime that he committed, right? The case captured national attention for many years and generated extensive media coverage, films, and books. Now, this the unaliving of his son and his wife happened in 2019, which is relatively close into the time that we in right now. You understand? But I just found out about this Caucasian this year, and I was so flabbergasted about how evil he was in having all of the resources and power that he had in that area in South Carolina, that this is this is really the reason for me coming up with this series. You understand? Because it's not too many people that understand how criminal and sinister our Caucasian counterparts are. You understand? And on top of that, the spirit of me coming out with this series is to show that crime is Caucasian culture. Like, niggas only are involved in selling drugs and unaliving people and doing all of this manner of evil because we learned this from Caucasians. But I'm attempting in this series to show you crime on a mass scale, way larger than any nigga or spick or savage has ever done that you've ever heard of. You understand? The 14th district. From 1920 to 2006, 3 members of the Murdaugh family served as the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Circuit solicitors for the 5-county area of South Carolina's Low Country region within the 14th Judicial District. The family's influence in the area led to it being colloquially, I can't even pronounce that word, Salakia. I'm just a Negro. Known as Murdaugh County. So it was basically nicknamed Murdaugh County. You understand? In South Carolina, the circuit solicitor, analogous to the district attorney, which means it's the same thing as a district attorney, or it's compared to being a district attorney. Like a circuit solicitor means district attorney. It's just the name that they go by down there in that South Carolina region. In other U.S. jurisdictions, is in charge of prosecuting all criminal cases within their jurisdiction. The 14th Judicial District oversees Allendale, Collington, Hampton, Beaufort, and Jasper counties. So these dudes was the head of the prosecution office for all 5 of these counties. It is the only judicial circuit in the state to cover 5 counties. Wow. So not only were they ahead of the prosecution's office down there in South Carolina, but they were the men that ran the prosecution's office for the only district that compassed 5 counties. So they had the biggest jurisdiction out of the whole state of South Carolina. Salakia. According to the columnist Kathleen Parker, the justice system of the 14th district was regarded as rigged, and local attorneys will make a motion to settle a case rather than to go to trial there. Hold on. I don't think y'all understand. I'm going to read that one more time. According to the columnist Kathleen Parker, the justice system of the 14th district was regarded as rigged, meaning this district was corrupt. You understand? And local attorneys would make a motion to settle a case rather than to go to trial, because out there, they, for lack of better terms, they hanging you in this district. You understand? Because it's rigged. It's stacked against the people who's going to court in this district, in these counties. The Murdaugh family was one of South Carolina's most prominent legal families and were featured in the cover story for a 1989 issue of Carolina Lawyer magazine. Because of the family's decades-long control of the office of solicitor in the 14th district, They wielded enormous judicial and political power for almost a century. Remember, 86 years. Following several criminal incidents involving the Murdaugh family members in the late 2010s and early 2020s, their influence on the local judicial system was scrutinized. You understand? They knew that this was a corrupt family. That's why they was always under scrutiny, because these niggas just kept committing crimes. You understand? And getting away with it. The Murdaugh family law firm, formerly known as Peters Murdaugh, Marker, Elsroth, and Derek, PMPED, specialized in personal injury litigation. PMPED built its success in the early 2000s due to a state law that made it easier for plaintiffs to forum shop. The law permitted South Carolina residents to file a suit in any county in which an out-of-state company owned property and conducted business, regardless of where an accident took place. Whoa, these niggas was, hold on, let me read that again. The law permitted South Carolina residents to file a suit in any county in which an out-of-state company owned property and conducted business, regardless of where an accident happened. Oh, that's how they was getting over on their clients. You understand? They'll basically say, look, you can't sue these people. You understand? But the Murdaugh family having a whole lot of influence, you understand, in the judicial system, they probably was just rocking up on the companies that was about to be sued. Like, hey, look, man, you know, this nigga, you in Murdaugh County. My client, they want this amount of money and woo woo woo. You feel me? They probably told the client, like, look, I don't know if we can get you some money, but we gonna try. All right, look, they willing to settle off for $250. Meanwhile, the settlement was probably $4 million, and they keeping the majority of that shit. Evil as hell. In Hampton County, trial judges generally avoided transfer cases, and plaintiffs' attorneys had a reputation for abusing subpoena power. This legal climate led to the 14th Circuit District being named the third worst district, the third worst judicial hellhole for defendant. God damn, shit. Basically, you do not want to go to jail in the 14th district, bruh, in the 14th district in South Carolina. You understand? The third worst judicial hellhole for defendants by the American Tort Reform Association. Because of PMPED's success in suing CSX Transportation, the county was known as a site of pilgrimage for those with personal injury lawsuits against railroads. PMPED offices became known locally as the house that CSX built. Due to the firm's activities doing business in Hampton County became a legal liability, resulting in the county losing potential employers. Well, these niggas was doing all type of shit. Excuse my French. Reforms enacted in 2005 by both the state Supreme Court and state legislature charged South Carolina's corporate venue law, ending plaintiffs' ability to easily forum shop in Hampton County. PMPED changed its name to the Parker Law Group in 2022, shortly before Alex Murdaugh's murder trial. And I can guarantee you they changed the law, the name of that law firm, to hide that it's actually the Murdaugh family's law firm. Murdaugh Hunting Estate. The Murdaugh family hunting estate near Islandton, situated on the Salkhatchie River, was formerly called Moselle after the convictions of Alex Murdaugh for the murders of his wife and son, which took place on the estate. The 1,770-acre property was rebranded Cross Swamp Farm and listed for sale. It sold for $3.9 million to buyers who wanted the land for hunting and farming. The new owners were not interested in the house and partitioned the buildings and about 21 surrounding acres into a separate property and resold it in 2024 for $1 million, well below market value. The buyer was a locally based home restoration professional who quickly made significant changes to the look and layout of the house. Now, these devils owned, if I'm not mistaken, this was like their main family house. This was the Murdaugh estate, and it said it was 1,770 acres. But they promised niggas 40 acres and a mule. This one family owned. Let me see real quick. Salaki. Let me see how much. Let's see how many slaves can divide this up. Salakia. About 317 slaves could have divided this land up that belonged to one family. The Caucasian man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Now we finna get into the notable members of their family. Salakia. Nawan Yahweh, Yahweh by Shemal Shabrakatah, the water for tapping in. I appreciate you. Hey, Matam Yad, you right. They will kill their own parents for life insurance money. And they will kill their own children, you understand, and destroy their own inheritance at the same time. But Salakia, let's get into the prominent family members who kicked off the dynasty of the Murdaugh family. Randolph Murdaugh Sr. was born in Vardenville in 1887, the youngest son of Josiah Putnam Murdaugh II, a wealthy low-country businessman, and Annie Marvin Murdaugh. His maternal grandfather, Joseph W. Davis, was a cousin of Confederate President Jefferson Davis. Wow. These niggas had slave money. You hear me? I didn't even know this. Salakia. I read on the family, but I didn't read this part. These niggas had slave money. Randolph Sr. attended the United States Naval Academy and graduated from the University of South Carolina Law School in 1910. After graduation, he founded a one-man law firm in Hampton, 78 miles west of Charleston, and ran a local daily newspaper called the Hampton County Herald. Randolph Sr. married Etta Causey Harvey in 1914, and they had two sons, Randolph Buster Murdaugh Jr. and John Glenn Johnny Murdaugh. In 1920, Randolph Sr. became the solicitor in the 14th Judicial Circuit. He held the position until 1940, so 20 years he had this position, when he was killed in a collision between his car and a Charleston and Western Carolina freight train at a grade crossing outside Varnville. So if he didn't get killed in this train collision, he would have ran it probably for another 50 years if the Lord put breath in his lungs for that long. John Glenn Johnny Murdaugh, Randolph Sr.'s youngest son. John Murdaugh, 1918 to 1987, joined the United States Army and served as a paratrooper in World War II. He was the highest decorated veteran of that war from Hampton County, receiving a Silver Star, 2 Bronze Stars, and 2 Purple Hearts. After the war, he left the Army and returned to Hampton County and became a farmer. Randolph Buster Murdaugh. Randolph Sr. was succeeded by his son, Randolph Buster Murdaugh Jr., who served as the circuit solicitor from 1940 to 1986. So he served for what's that, 46 years? Good night. In his 46 years, yeah, right there. In his 46 years of office, Buster ran opposite Slockett. Buster ran opposed only twice. In a few months after the train collision, Buster sued the C&WC, claiming that poor maintenance of the Grand Crossing had contributed to his father's death. Also, there was speculation that the crash wasn't an accident, with some believing that Randolph Sr. intentionally stopped his car on the tracks to commit suicide, or that crash was alcohol-related. The C&C settled the lawsuit for an undisclosed sum. I bet you they did. They probably gave these dudes $100 million back in what? What did it say? He died in 19. Let me see. Say he died in 1940. They probably gave them niggas $100 million in 1940. If somebody could put in the comments how much $100 million is worth in today's money, as far as 1940 is concerned. And they said the crash was probably alcohol related. Now, keep that in mind, alcohol related crash. Because that's a big part of the family that we speaking of, the Murdaugh family. That's a big part. Alcohol related crash. Keep that in your minds, viewers. Buster was known for his love of chewing tobacco, his courtroom prowess, and his flair for acting out murders before spellbound juries. Oh man, this nigga he'd act out a murder in the courtroom. He'd be like, "So did you grab the gun and shoot her like this?" Man, these dudes was wild. You hear me? According to the professor John Bloom of Cornell Law School, Buster was rebuked 7 times by the state Supreme Court for improper closing arguments in death penalty cases and for arguing in a rape case that if the defendant was acquitted, he would release other accused rapists. Salakia. Hey, this white dude was manny. This white dude was manny, man. Salakia. That was hilarious. In 1956, he was indicted by the federal grand jury for allegedly warning a bootlegger to move a moonshine still into a neighboring county to avoid revenuers. He was acquitted. Buster retired in 1986 and died in 1998. Man, he got indicted for telling one of his folks, "Hey, look, bro, they own you. You got to move all that drink over there, you feel me, so they don't find you." Randolph Murdaugh III. Buster was succeeded as solicitor by his son, Randolph Murdaugh III, who took office in 1986. He ran unopposed in every election and held office until retiring in 2006. And I forgot to mention this. It says he ran unopposed in every election, meaning the people of these counties elected these guys to be the solicitors, right? But he ran unopposed, meaning nobody. He didn't have somebody that he ran against like the presidential election. You understand? He was the only person running. They was like, "Go ahead. Your father did it. Your grandfather did it. We putting you in there." You understand? The third generation of Murdaughs. What, Aubrey? Alina. Get out of here. I'm teaching the class. Alina, push me. Alina. Bruh. Buster was succeeded as solicitor by his son, Randolph Murdaugh III, who took office in 1986. He ran opposed in every election and held office until retiring in 2006. Randolph III was married to Elizabeth Alexander and had 4 children, including 3 sons. What is that? Murdaugh IV, called Randy, and Richard Alexander, called Alex, born May 27th, 1968, both of whom entered PMPED, and John Marvin. In 2019, Randolph III was awarded the Order of the Palmetto, South Carolina's highest civilian recognition by Governor Henry McMaster. He retired in 2006 and died of natural causes in June 10th, 2021. Now here we go. We getting to it. Alex Murdaugh. Richard Alex Murdaugh was born May 27th, 1968. He graduated from the University of South Carolina in 1990 and from University of South Carolina School of Law in 1994. He soon joined PMPED, volunteering part-time in the 14th Circuit Solicitor's Office. Alex married Margaret Kennedy Brainstetter, called Maggie, and had 2 sons, Richard Alex Jr., called Buster, and Paul. On March the 2nd, 2023, Alex was convicted of the shooting deaths of Margaret and Paul and is currently serving 2 life sentences in prison without the possibility of parole. Right? Margaret Maggie Kennedy Brainstetter Murdaugh, September 15, 1968, till he unalived during on June 7th, 2021, was an American socialite from South Carolina. Buster Murdaugh, this is the son of Richard Alexander Murdaugh. Richard Alexander Buster Murdaugh Jr., born 1996, is the surviving son of Alex and Maggie Murdaugh. He received an undergraduate degree from Wofford College in 2018 and then went to law school at his father's alma mater, the University of Southern Carolina School of Law. All these niggas was going to law school. You understand? Which is essentially how the kingdom is going to be set up. You understand? Of course, on the right-hand side, whatever positions in office that Christ gives brothers in the UPK, you understand? Your son is going to be your successor. Your son is going to be your successor. You understand? Because this is how you obtain eternal life. You understand? You do right by the Lord, keep the law, statutes, and commandments, endure until the end. You understand? And eventually, you're gifted with the promise of eternal life. You understand? By the Most High God. And how you live out an eternal life is you pass down your office to your sons. You understand? Until you come back in the regeneration, and it just keeps recycling forever and ever and ever. You understand? But literally, we're literally reading about the kingdom of heaven for Edomites right now. We reading about 4 generations of Murdaughs that held the same position that their fathers held. You can't tell me the Lord ain't finna give us the kingdom of heaven on planet Earth. You understand? Barakatai Hawaii Hawashah. Salakia. After his first year, he was not readmitted due to a low grade point average. His father reportedly paid a lawyer $60,000 to lobby the dean for Buster to be readmitted with an upwardly adjustment GPA. This nigga paid $60,000. You understand? For his son to basically be readmitted into law school, even though he was a dumbass. Excuse me. In the Stephen Smith death case, Buster was mentioned dozens of times by both witnesses and investigators as possibly being involved, right? So Stephen Smith, I'll give y'all a quick sidebar. Stephen Smith was an openly gay or openly LGBTQ Caucasian young fella down there in South Carolina. Well, he ended up being murdered. They found his body on the road, you understand? And they found out due to the autopsy, he died of blunt force trauma to the head, you understand? And the people that were related to this boy that lost his life, they always kept hearing rumors and people coming up to them like, you know, the Murdaugh boys did that to your son. Speaking about Buster Murdaugh and Paul Murdaugh, right? Buster has denied involvement with Smith. These baseless rumors of my involvement with Stephen and his death are false. Buster offered an alibi saying he was at the family beach house in Edisto Beach, where his mother and brother, now both deceased, were when Smith were killed. In June 2024, Buster used Netflix, Warner Brothers, and others. He sued, sued Netflix, Warner Brothers, and others for defamation, saying he was falsely accused of murder. In the Mallory Beach death case, I'm going to get into Mallory Beach in a second. Buster was implicated because he had loaned his ID to his younger brother, Paul, who was similar in appearance but underage so that he could illegally buy alcohol. In January 2023, Buster reached a settlement with Beach's family and 3 other passengers involved in a fatal crash. According to his testimony, in the Maggie and Paul murder case, Buster, who maintained his father's innocence, was over 200 miles away at his girlfriend's house in Rock Hill when the murders took place. After receiving a phone call from Alex telling him that his mother and brother had been shot, he immediately drove to Marcel, which is their family's estate. Paul Murdaugh. At the time of his murder, Paul Terry Murdaugh, April 14, 1999 to January 7, 2021, was under criminal indictment for the wrongful death of Mallory Beach. However, her death was not the motive for Alex's murders of Paul. He was a student at the University of South Carolina and had a summer job working at his uncle John Mavericks Murdaugh's Kubota tractor dealership. So this is what happened with the young girl Mallory Beach case, right? So Paul Murdaugh, which was one of the 2 people allegedly, well, I don't want to say allegedly, unalived by Richard Alex Murdaugh. This was his son, right? So they owned a couple islands in that region of low country South Carolina, right? And with the power and prominent and wealth, you understand, they backyard or where they played at is not like me and yours. We might go to a park and play basketball. These niggas drove boats for miles up rivers and streams and went to like different friends' houses to where they had big estates like off of rivers and they had parties at these places, right? So Paul, along with I want to say probably another 5 or 6 friends, they was driving one of the family's boats, right? They went to a party, right? Before they went to the party, they had beers at their house, right? Paul bought the beers with his older brother Buster's ID at a gas station, right? And all of this is documented and it's on camera. So after he got the beers, he took all of his friends. They went to the beach house. After they left the beach house, they jumped in a boat and they went to a party probably about 30 miles away from the beach house, right? After they left the party full of liquor, you understand, Paul wanted to go to a bar. They telling Paul like, bro, you shouldn't go to the bar. You shouldn't go to the bar. You drunk. You tripping. Witnesses that seen everything happen said Paul was a different type of guy, you understand, when he was drunk. Paul was arrogant, rich as hell, you understand, and powerful, and young, didn't give a damn. Paul was about 19 when this stuff happened, right? Get out of here. So what happened was they went to the bar anyway because Paul driving the boat. These is all his friends, you understand? He's part of a influential family. They gonna do what he say. They go to the bar. After they leave the bar, one of Paul's friends is driving the boat. So Paul get into an argument with him like, nigga, let me drive my boat. This is my shit. You feel me? So he give him the boat. Now, when Paul take hold of the boat, Paul get to doing hella donuts, drunk, you know, having a ball. Everybody's scared. They begging him to stop. You understand? Even Paul's girlfriend got into it with him like, bro, you doing too much. Chill. So after he get finished doing the donuts and all of that, they passing by a bridge. Mind you, he drunk, right? So when they passing by the bridge, Paul ended up crashing into like one of the beams that hold the bridge up, right? The young girl, Mallory Beach, she ends up getting thrown off of the boat, and she was missing for like 5 days, right? So when the police came, now mind you, Mallory Beach is Paul's best friend's girlfriend. So Paul's best friend get into an argument with him, right? And they arguing. He feels some type of way like, bruh, you did all of this dumb stuff. You drunk. You crashed this boat. And now my girlfriend is missing. So when the police come to the scene, they separate everybody trying to get their story and stuff. After they trying to get everybody's story, Paul, he tried to walk up to his friend whose girlfriend got launched off of the boat, but he laughing like it's a joke. The best friend is telling the police officers like, man, y'all better get him away from me because I'm going to hurt him because he's laughing like this is a joke. And my girlfriend is missing. 5 days later, they found this 19-year-old girl. And she was 19 or 20. They found her, I think she was brushed up on shore, but about 5 miles later, I mean, not 5 miles, 5 days later, probably like 10, 15 miles away from where the crash happened. You understand? Salakia. As of October 2024, excuse me, Alex Murdaugh faced a total of 102 grand jury criminal charges and 19 indictments relating to fraud and drug offenses. There were 3 charges from the Hampton County grand jury and 99 from the state grand jury. Murdaugh is also a defendant in 3 separate lawsuits. He has been disbarred. He has had his assets seized and is currently serving 2 life sentences for the murders of his wife and son. Talk about fumbling the ball. The murder of Stephen Smith. Now, this is the murder of Stephen Smith. Is going to go into Stephen Smith and how Alex's older son, Buster, was implemented in this crime. On July 8th, 2015, Stephen Smith, a 19-year-old nursing student at Orangeburg Calhoun Technical Center, was found dead with blunt force trauma on a rural road in Hampton County, approximately 15 miles from the Murdaugh's family Moselle estate. Get out of here and stop coming in here. I'm not going to tell you again. The case was initially ruled a hit and run with no suspects arrested. Smith was openly gay and high school classmate of Alex's oldest son, Buster. Witnesses interviewed as part of an original investigation repeatedly implicated Buster as having been involved in a relationship with Smith, but the case went cold. I believe it. According to the Greenville News, rumors hinting a cover-up and the possible involvement of one or more members of the Murdaugh family began circulating around the Hampton County area soon after Smith's death. According to the Beaufort County Island Packet, The case reeked of insider interference. Yeah, his daddy was a prominent member of a family that ran the prosecution's office down there. Of course, it was reeked of insider interference. Excuse me. In June 2021, South Carolina Law Enforcement Division (SLED) reopened the investigation into Smith's death based on evidence found while investigating the deaths of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh. On March 22nd, 2023, SLED announced Smith's death was a murder and not a hit-and-run accident. No charges or indictments have been issued relating to Smith's killing as of October 2024. Buster released a statement to the press denying his involvement, in which he said that these baseless rumors of my involvement with Steffman and his death are false. Some more death associated with this family. Death of Gloria Satterfield. On February 2nd, 2018, the Murdaugh's longtime housekeeper, Gloria Satterfield, suffered a severe head injury when she allegedly was tripped by one of the Murdaugh's dogs and fell down the front steps of the family home on the Mossil estate. She died in a hospital on February 26, 2018, with complications related to the fall, including a stroke. The incident had been reported as a trip and fall accident, but no coroner was notified. No autopsy was performed at the death certificate. Incongruously attributed the death to natural causes. A coroner testified that describing her death on a death certificate as natural cause was improper. The coroners knew something wrong happened with this housekeeper. You understand? Or their maid. Sanctifal's two sons were awarded $4.3 million insurance policy payout from the Murdaugh's insurer for her accidental or natural death. But by 2021, they had not received any money. Salakia. Boy, look, the white man is the devil. You understand? According to the multiple indictments, Alex Murdaugh, banker Chad Westendorf, and attorney Corey Fleming conspired to steal the payout by diverting the money to Alex's bank account, then not notifying the Satterfields that the payout had occurred. The Satterfields, represented by malpractice attorney Eric Bland, and were ultimately able to recover more than $6.5 during subsequent lawsuits. Man, it's a whole corrupt family, man. On September 15, 2021, authorities announced they opened a criminal investigation into Satterfield's death. In June 2022, authorities received permission to exhume her body to continue investigating her death. On November 28, 2023, Murdaugh pleaded guilty to embezzling the insurance money and was sentenced to 27 years in prison for his other financial crimes. Oh my God. So he got 2 life sentences plus 27 years for embezzlement. Now, this is the death of Mallory Beach, the one who died when Paul, Salaki. I ain't gonna lie. Most High in Christ, we kicked this one off right. You understand? In February 2019, Alex's younger son, Paul Murdaugh, was charged with 3 felonies following the death of his teenage friend Mallory Beach in a boating accident. Paul's blood alcohol content was 0.286, over 3 times the legal limit of operating a motor vehicle. Though at the time of the accident, Paul was underage and the legal limit did not apply. Man. Yet despite being the driver of the boat, Paul was not giving a field sobriety test, was not taken to jail for booking, nor was he ever handcuffed. This is the speculation that he has special treatment owing to his family's connection. The judge denied prosecutorial request that he wear an alcohol monitor. Come on, man, because his daddy had influence. Another thing that I left out on tape when Paul Murdaugh's friend is telling the police officer, like, man, get him away from me because I'm gonna hurt him because my girlfriend is missing. Another thing that I forgot to say that he mentioned, he asked the police officer, he like, you know who Alex Murdaugh is? This is on camera. I didn't read this. This is on the police cameras. The dude that was mad about his girlfriend being missing, he said, you know what Alex Murdaugh is? He like, yeah, of course. Like, everybody know that name. Of course I've heard that name. He was like, that's his son. Like, good luck prosecuting him. They got so much goddamn power, you're not going to be able to prosecute him. You understand? The wrongful death lawsuit against the Murdaughs, Beach family implicated Alex and Buster and provided alcohol to then underage Paul. As of September 2021, SLED was investigating allegations that police may have been pursued not to charge Paul. The family of Connor Cook, one of the teens aboard the boat during the accident, filed a lawsuit claiming Alex had encouraged them to retain Fleming in order to orchestrate the protection of Paul. The Beach case began the unraveling of Alex's criminal enterprise by exposing information that led to an inquiry into his alleged financial wrongdoing. The days before the killing of Maggie and Paul, a judge had scheduled a hearing to consider a motion to compel Alex to turn over his financial records. Likewise, Maggie had arranged for a forensic accountant to review the family finances. Whew, they got so many crimes. Ooh-wee. Salakia. Hold on. I ain't even going to go over every single crime. Assisted suicide fraud. On September 3rd, 2021, Alex resigned from PMPED after the firm confronted him over suspected embezzlement, according to the New York Times. The amount involved was in the millions. From this point forward, Alex Murdaugh's house of cards began to collapse, and the case became a national sensation, making regular mainstream headlines. The following day, Alex was grazed by a gunshot to the head while changing a tire on a rural road. He claimed a truck slowed down, shot him, and drove away. The injury was superficial, and he was released from the hospital soon. On September 6th, Alex released a statement saying he was entering a rehabilitation facility in Orlando, Florida, for substance abuse. Another thing I left out, and all of this is going on after his son was to be charged with the wrongful death of the Mallory girl, and all of this happened after he unalived his son and his wife. He paid somebody named is this him? Yeah, this is him. Curtis Edward Smith, who was his fourth cousin. It's alleged that he paid Curtis Edward Smith to unalive him, you understand, so he don't have to live to suffer the consequences of the crimes that he committed. Embezzlement. Say he embezzled $20 million. I'm gonna just skim through this. It's like I can't skim through this. Ooh wee. Attorney Justin Bamberg represents 8 people, including the sons of Gloria Satterfield, from whom he says Alex stole money while serving as their lawyer. He later said the amount of the embezzlement victims might be between 30 and 50. Damn, Salakia. And the total amount stolen could be as high as 20 million. According to the island packet, it is unclear what became of the money. Hakeem Pinckney was a deaf African-American man involved in a 2009 traffic accident that required permanent life support. Murdaugh personally represented Pinckney's family in a lawsuit against the manufacturer of the tires of the vehicle. The family was awarded a settlement. In 2011, Pinckney died at a care facility after the ventilators was, according to Pinckney's lawyer, mysteriously unplugged. Wow. PMPD handled a wrongful death lawsuit against the care facility. Murdaugh allegedly introduced Pinckney's families to Russell Lafitte, the CEO of Palmetto State Bank, to manage the Pinckney finances due to the size of the settlements. The Pinckneys received some money, but an estimated $800,000 to $1 million went missing. In January 2022, the board of Palmetto State Bank fired Lafitte after allegations came to light that he conspired with Alice to defraud Pinckney. Oh my Lord. This boy was stealing money left and right. The family of Blondell Gray, who was killed in the ambulance crash in 2012, is currently owed more than $112,000, which was stolen by Alex. The mother of Sandra Taylor, a Beaufort resident killed by a drunk driver in Colleton County in 2019, received only $30,000 of an $180,000 settlement. Murdaugh pleaded guilty and was sentenced on November 28, 2023 to 27 years in prison for these other financial crimes. Man, look, he admitted to stealing all this damn money from them. Whoa, hold on. Charges for narcotics distribution. You mean to tell me this nigga was a murderer? He was a thief? And he was selling dope? Come on, man. If this ain't the Caucasian, man, I don't know who is. Come on, man. And they like to say this is our culture. We remember, audience, we're talking about the fourth generation prosecuting offices, the fourth generation of a family that headed the prosecution office for 5 counties in North Carolina that have ties to the Confederate Army, man. In June 2022, Alex Murdaugh was indicted on 2 counts by the state grand jury related to conspiring with accomplice Curtis Edward Smith, a distant cousin, that's the one he paid to shoot him, to purchase and distribute narcotics using a money laundering scheme involving $2.14 million in stolen money. Now, if you go look at a Murdaugh family documentary, you'll see his cousin and know immediately he's on crystal meth. The indictment alleges that Murdaugh and Smith uses hundreds of illegal transactions to facilitate the acquisition and distribution of illegally obtained narcotics. In several counties throughout South Carolina over 8 years starting in 2013. Boy, this nigga had a longer run than Big Meech. Salakia. Lindsay Edward allegations. In August 2022, a South Carolina-based former sex worker, this nigga was a pimp too? Oh, he was a trick, Salakia. Lindsay Edwards was interviewed on Fitz News. She claimed she first serviced Alex Murdaugh at a private party with other locally powerful unnamed men where drugs were being consumed. She said the encounter turned into rape. Oh, this nigga was a rapist too. Or a SA'er. When he began choking her as she clawed at his arms to escape while being violently penetrated. Salakia. Edwards said normally such an encounter would be handled by her madam's bouncer, but the madam chose not to intervene because the madam had an exchange of service agreement with Murdaugh. Edwards alleged at the least 3 more similar violent sessions with Murdaugh in which she was beaten and where she was forced to service Murdaugh against her will by the madam and her armed bouncer. The accusations are being investigated by SLED. Hold on, man. Forge Consulting lawsuit. On September 12, 2022, Forge Consulting announced it would file a lawsuit against Alex Murdaugh and Bank of America because Forge suffered serious harm to his business reputation and credibility because of Murdaugh and BOA. Forge alleges Murdaugh set up a fake bank account using the Forge brand to take millions of dollars from his clients and colleagues, and further blames BOA for not doing basic due diligence to detect fraud. Excuse me. Santis Christiani lawsuit. On October 7, 2022, a lawsuit named Murdaugh, Crosby Burns, the PMPED firm, Lafitte, and Palmetto State Bank as part of a conspiracy to defraud plaintiff Manuel Santis Christiani of Chiapas, Mexico, of accident settled money he was awarded but never received. They like people was getting settlements and they were just taking nigga shit. Criminal tax invasion. On December 16, 2022, Alex Murdaugh was indicted by the state grand jury on 9 charges of evading nearly $487,000 in state income taxes. The indictment reflects that he stole nearly $7 million meant for his law firm's bank accounts and failed to pay taxes on the ill-gotten gains. Convictions, civil judgment, settlements, sanctions. Oh man. I'm gonna jump down to the murders of his wife and son. Murders of Maggie and Paul. On June 7, 2021, Alex called police from his cell phone at 10:06 p.m., saying he had discovered the bodies of his 22-year-old son, Paul, and 52-year-old wife, Maggie, near the dog kennels at the family's hunting lodge located at a 1,772-acre estate in Islandton, South Carolina. Both had been shot multiple times and with different weapons. Alex initially claimed that at the time of the killings, he had been with his mother, who has dementia. It has been revealed that Maggie was considering ending her marriage to Alex and had consulted a divorce lawyer in Charleston, South Carolina, several weeks prior to the murders. In October 2021, it was revealed that the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division had regarded Alex as a person of interest in the homicides since the start of the investigation. In July 2022, Alex Murdaugh was indicted for the murder of his wife, Maggie, and his son, Paul. Prosecutors suggested a motive where Murdaugh sought a distraction from his financial crimes, which were beginning to go public, and to garner sympathy. Alex pleaded not guilty. On March 2nd, 2023, Alex Murdaugh was convicted of both murders. The following day, he was sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. Murdaugh is appealing the conviction, claiming the jury was tampered with by one of the court clerks. As of August 2024, it is under review by the state Supreme Court, and it remains an open question if there will be a new trial. Fraud and money laundering charges Federal indictment, 22 counts. Blah, blah, blah. Let me show y'all some pictures of these devils. Yes, 2018, sis. Damn. So if they would have awarded them $100 million in 1940, Nwanyala, that's $22 million. God damn. Salakia. Come on, man. Yep. Sheesh. Hold on. Is it 22 million or 200 million? I mean, excuse me. It has to be 200 million. I said 100 million. My bad. It has to be 200 million. Salakia. Yeah, because since 2018, all of this stuff been going on, in recent years. Salakia. Hold on. Now let me show y'all the pictures of these Edomites. Then I'm gonna go to the scripts. Let me share my screen. Salakia. Boom. Boom. Okay. Look. So to the far right, over here where y'all see me circling, right? This is Richard Alex Murdaugh right here, the father, right? He's clearly a drug addict. You can see it in his eyes. That boy was off whatever type of stuff he was indulging in. Looks like a crystal meth high to me. I'm not an expert, but one of y'all might be. I'm just joking. So like the son right here next to him in the tuxedo suit, they look like a wholesome, just white family. Yeah, but behind closed doors, riddled with drug abuse, cocaine use, and murder. And this is his unlovely wife right here. You understand? It's a terrible thing for a man to unalive his wife and children, but I don't feel sorry at all. You understand? Because if he don't kill his own, he will unalive you. Just facts. All right. Let me see. See if we got some more. Look at all of these pictures. Don't they look like the all-American family besides this nigga in the jump? Well, even him in a jumpsuit going to trial, that's an all-American family for you. America was built on crime, and we are looking at some of the biggest criminals in history. Look at these people. Look at them with the red hair. Hold on. They were so proud. I think this is high school graduation. Murky. Less than 5 years later, you got to go, son. This picture right here is the girl Mallory Beach. Don't feel sorry for her either. Yeah. Look at him. This nigga look guilty. Salakia. Like I said, it's a terrible thing for this type of stuff to befall a family. But I care about our family more than theirs. Oh, here we go. Here go the fourth cousin. Tell me he ain't on crystal meth. Tell me he ain't full of that shit. You feel me? Tell me he ain't on crystal meth. That was the fourth cousin that he paid to unalive him. Unsuccessful. As we can see. You're right, boy. He did that shit. It's like, So let's get into the scripts, man. Let's get into the scripts. All right. Because, of course, everything we do is referenced by the Bible. You understand? Let me grab my notes real quick. Let's go to Job 9 and 20. Matter of fact, Salakia. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. Go ahead and get there with me, y'all. It says that Salaki, the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 9. The thing that hath been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. You understand? Caucasians have always been murderers. This ain't new. Just because it happened in 2019, you know, the embezzlement charges they still, this ain't new. This thing has always been going on the planet Earth. You understand? You see this throughout the history with our presidents. You understand? You can go back to Rome. You can go all the way back to Greece. You understand? These people have always been vagabonds and a low and based people. You understand? Salakia. Jump down to verse 15. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered. These people were made to be crooked. You understand? It's in their blood. It's in their DNA. They came from Confederate soldiers who most likely endowed their families with slave money. You understand? Salakia. The Lord said they was made to be crooked and they can't be made straight. John 8 and 44. The book of John, chapter 8 and verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil. Of course, Christ was talking to Israelites. You understand? But this precept is also for you Edomites. You are of your father, the devil. That's who your father is. Just like we are known as Yashar Allah, or the princes of power, or the sons of God, or the sons and daughters of God. You understand? You are known as the sons and daughters of the devil. You are Satan's chosen people. You understand? And you can see it in everything that you do. Look at your actions. Look at the crimes that you commit throughout humanity. You understand? You are of your father, the devil. And the lust of your father ye will do. Yes, they have a blood lust. They bloodthirsty. You understand? This dude unalived his own son and wife. You understand? His son crashed a boat, unalived his best friend's girlfriend, and laughed in his best friend's face. You understand? In a drunken, I don't want to say rage, but in a drunken lust. Right? He was a murderer from the beginning. That's in your nature, Caucasians. You understand? You got the same spirit as Cain. You are a murderer from the beginning, right? And abode not in the truth. You see, he got on that stand and was like, I'm maintaining my innocence, knowing goddamn well you done scammed all them people. You understand? Because at first, he did admit to scamming all of them people and received a 27-year sentence for it. You understand? But he's going to maintain his innocence about unaliving his youngest son and his wife. And at first, he never admitted to defrauding these people out of millions of dollars. When the funk hit the fan, you understand, and things came to the light, he's like, all right, I did it. You understand? And I'm sure he didn't admit to all of the things that he done. Right? And abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. There's no truth in Caucasians. That's why they perpetuate us to be the criminals. That's why they perpetuate us to be the liars, the vagabonds, the drug dealers, the mass unalivers. When they doing it, we speaking about the Murdaugh family, a prominent a family of lawyers that headed the prosecuting office of 5 counties in fucking South Carolina. You understand? Salakia, one of the worst, one of the most racist places that you can go to. You understand? When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. That's you, Caucasians. When you speak of lies, you're talking about yourself because you perpetuated the lies in society. You told people that you was a righteous people, or white is pure. You understand? Or excuse me, white people shall be regarded as nice people on planet Earth. You set up that picture of white Jesus so we can think that white men are good. You understand? When you a goddamn lie. You understand? Salakia. And you're the father of the lie. Because when you lie, you talk about yourself. You understand? You go to Zechariah 11 and 5. The book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 5. Whose possessor slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Remember, I told you, they came from a line of Confederate soldiers. You understand? And the Confederate soldiers, they slayed blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. They went to war to keep you enslaved. It says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they didn't hold themselves guilty. You understand? They don't see anything wrong with unaliving a nation of people for their own gain. Understand? Just like Alex Murdaugh, he didn't see nothing wrong with defrauding these people out of millions of dollars of settlement money. You understand? He knew he was being prosecuted and under heavy scrutiny of defrauding all of these families. And what did this goddamn bastard do? He unalived his son and wife in order to for the people to have sympathy on him. You understand? He didn't give a damn about his own flesh and blood in order to receive sympathy because he held himself not guilty for defrauding these people. You understand? Salakia. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. And he absolutely sold us. He was a part of the prosecution's office in South Carolina. Niggas go to jail everywhere. You understand? He offered us up on a silver platter for years of incarceration. We in the chain gang, busting down rocks. You understand? Building railroads. Meanwhile, his family is prospering. You understand? To the tune of millions, possibly billions of dollars. You understand? Because they are the prominent family who runs the prosecution office in 5 goddamn counties down there. Oh yeah, they sold us into slavery in modern times. Not to mention they come from a line of Confederate soldiers, you understand, who fought for black people to be slaves. Come on, man. Let's go to Genesis 25 and 27. It's a cold one right here. You understand? It's the book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. You understand? That's their forefather, Esau. He was a cunning hunter and a man of the field. Didn't this Caucasian man slaughter his own goddamn son and wife in one of their fields? Cunning hunter. You understand? Come on, man. A man of the field. This is the same spirit that they got into them to this day. You understand? Salakia. Go to Proverbs. No, Hebrews. Salakia. Hebrews 12 and 16. What do you want, Aubrey?
I need to get something out.
Y'all about to go in the room and lay down. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person. This dude was a fornicator. I read you the crimes. You understand? He was allegedly SAing, you understand, some lady that was the worker of the night. You understand? And forcing himself upon her violently. You understand? That's what it means to be a profane person. That's a fornicator. You understand? As Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. You know what happens to your birthright? You pass it down to your son. Your son is supposed to get your birthright. Your son is supposed to receive your inheritance. You understand? He despised his birthright. This dude unalived his own goddamn son. You understand? His own wife, because he despised his birthright. You understand? He despised what his family built for him. You understand? And that's the nature of the Edomite. You understand? With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end it. You understand? This was episode 1 of Criminals of the Caucasus. You understand? Make sure y'all tune in next week, Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You understand? I appreciate all the love and support. You understand? Salakia. We got my big brother Uraga Bar in here. You understand? My big brother Karak Ice in here. You understand? Sister Michaela, the Waterford tapping in. My brother coming up strong in this truth, man. The one Yala, man. That brother's rumble, young man, rumble. That's all I can say about that young cat right there. You understand? My brother Matham Yad, you understand? To my brothers, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shabaraka Thumb. To my sisters, Yahweh Shamar Allah Thun Bashim, Yahweh Shah. You understand? Make sure y'all tune in next week for another installment of Criminals of the Caucasus. You understand? We're going to try to do a multiple part series to this. You understand? Shalom, Israel.